Good morning, everyone, and a Happy New Year. And I'm saying Happy New Year because it is the beginning of a planetary new year. So I felt really inspired to jump on and talk to you about that and what that means as far as the crystalline expression on the planet. So um, yesterday, the 25th of July, is known as the day out of time in the Mayan calendar. So for those of you who don't know much about the Mayan calendar, it's based on a 13 moon cycle. So the 13 moons is very different from the Gregorian calendar that we follow. So the 13 moons is very much more in tune with the natural flow of the seasons. Hey, Sugi, great to see you. So yesterday was a day out of time. So essentially today is a brand new year in the 13 moon cycle. So Happy New Year to you all. And it's such an amazing opportunity, I feel, at this time to really reevaluate our lives and to really treat it like a New Year's day. You know, what you do on a January, around January is, you clean out your home, you make intentions of what you want to do for the year. And I think now for the Southern Hemisphere especially, we're coming out of winter into spring. It's this real feeling of preparing for this new time. So also aligned with that, today is a Larimar day. So any day that is a new year is a Larimar day. And any day that is a birthday for you personally is also a Larimar day. So I'm going to show you Larimar. So this is beautiful card service. And this is what the stone looks like for those of you who don't know. This is a gorgeous piece of Larimar. And Larimar is probably one of the stones that I get asked for the most. It's one that I've made countless necklaces for people. Not only is it such a stunningly beautiful stone, but it's the energetics of it are really quite phenomenal and appeal to us so much. And so I want to speak a little bit about Larimar and just how it was discovered and why it is a significant time. Good to see you, Rebecca, as well. So Larimar is a beautiful stone that is such a perfect balance between the watery elements and also the air elements. So if you can see here, it looks like surfaces of water, and I'd love to be able to shine a light behind it. You can almost see how that light's shining through. So it really looks like the surfaces of a beautiful clear water, and it's actually been made with intense volcanic heat. So it's this amazing balance. I don't think any other stone holds the balance of the elements quite like Larimar does, where it has that beautiful flowing nature of water and the blue of the air, but it's created with volcanic fire and anchored perfectly and crystalline in the earth's embrace. So it's also a stone of service. And Larimar is the first stone that starts off the cyclical nature of the crystalline frequencies on the planet, and it's connected with the highest principle of that unified field of when you are feeling so full and complete in yourself, you naturally want to live in service. So we're really being called at this stage to be really aligning with our highest purpose, our highest calling, our greatest gifts, and finding avenues of expression. And so we can live joyously. And this is what this stone represents. It's really representing the joyous flow of doing what you love. And that's why so many of us are attracted to it. Also, being a blue stone, it's wonderful for opening the communication channels as well. Something I thought was really interesting that I wanted to note was the prediction of this stone by Edgar Cayce, who was named the Sleeping Prophet. Some of you may have heard of him, but he mentioned in 1934 that a piece of Atlantis would rise somewhere in the Caribbean. So that was his sort of prophecy that Atlantis would rise again. And indeed, it's interesting because there's a lot of stories about Atlantis and a lot of people thinking, oh, it's somewhere in Hawaii or it's somewhere in the Mediterranean or somewhere, here and there and everywhere. But You know, my feeling is Atlantis was actually a state of being, the state the planet was in when we were in a more conscious, more evolved space. But interestingly enough, a stone was found, like predicted, that exactly fitted the descriptions that Edgar Cayce spoke about. And it was in the Caribbean, in the Dominican Republic. But it wasn't until, I think it was 1974 that it was discovered. And the man who discovered this stone, this stunning blue stone, named it after his daughter, partially after his daughter, who was named Larissa. So it's Larissa, and then combined with the word for the ocean in Spanish, which is mar. So it's Larimar put together, and that's how Larimar got its name. So it's really interesting to also note that at that same time, a seventh moon was discovered around planet Neptune, which is also very much connected with the sea god Poseidon. Poseidon and Neptune are the same being. So considering it's an ocean-based stone, and that rising of that ancient civilization or that ancient consciousness where we are living from an emotionally flowing space, that is the rise of Atlantis, and that which is represented by this stone. So Larimar is also known as the Atlantis stone, and also affectionately known as the Dolphin stone. So it has lots of names associated with the ocean, with higher consciousness, with playfulness. So I just wanted to share a little bit about the history of Larimar, because it's really, really quite interesting. And I'm also wanting to read a little bit out of this book. If you don't have it, it's the Liquid Crystal Oracles. So I've spent a lot of time studying with Justin, the liquid crystals, and I find this is such a really great resource book for all your crystal information. And at the start of the book, he writes about beautiful, they're quite poetic invocations about each of the stones. So I'm going to read the message from the diva, Isisomel, which is connected to Larimar, the great being that governs over Larimar. And so I'm inviting you now to, if you can, shut your eyes and just take in these words and drink them in, because what's written in these words are actually encodings that are activating for you. So considering this is the first day of the rest of your life, I think it's a really beautiful time to let yourself bathe in the cool waters of Larimar. Okay, you ready? Feel my peaceful wave brush the shore. Light me a white candle, and within its light, calmly float with me along the unique path of your own service. Enter the times forgotten when man and all creation, from angel to elemental, walk together hand in hand. This is my world, now only perceived by those that desire perception. I am the teacher's teacher, igniting the playing field of life with the infinite pathways of joy and expression, each unique and all-important. Step into me, the ultimate nature of your creativity. Growth and knowledge will shine from you, with heart and mind at peace and calm in the ocean of unity. In my guidance, you are the lighthouse of purpose, calm on the rocks of fear, leading by example for others to behold as they pass in the darkness of uncertainty, lost behind the veils of the illusory physical worlds. Walk your path wisely. I am ever with you. In service, we are upon the very steps of I am, and your path home is lit now by the great central sun. There's something quite activating by having that read to you, and that's why I wanted to do that today. So let those words wash over you and wash through you, and know wherever you are in your life right now that you are on your path. And it just takes one step at a time, and living the most authentic version of you is lighting the way for others, is helping others who are struggling at this time. And there are a lot of people out there who are having a hard time. And, you know, we all struggle from time to time, but the more we can be courageous to walk this path and really be the best that we can be, it's a shining light for everyone else around. So happy Larimar Day, everybody, and so much love. Bye.